In today's video, I will show you how the production and printing of US dollar bills is done. I will also mention what security features the notes have, and whether they can be counterfeited. There are 6 main security features used in the production of US dollars, so you can't print them yourself at home. These security features are serial numbers, color-changing ink, microprinting, intaglio printing, 3D ribbons, and watermarks. The Bureau of Engraving and Printing produces 38 million notes a day with a face value of approximately $540 million. The whole production process starts here. These are bales of cotton, which are then used to make US banknotes. US currency paper is composed of 25% linen and 75% cotton. In the fight against counterfeiting, there are 65 steps in the banknote production process. The average salary for employees in this factory is around $37 per hour, depending on their experience. Before printing gets underway, the design has to be etched onto soft steel plates in a process called intaglio. Before printing banknotes, the printing template is thoroughly checked. Federal Reserve estimates that the total amount of currency in circulation is approximately 2 trillion US dollars. Before printing begins, the ink in the printing machine must be properly prepared and mixed. At the same time as the ink is being prepared, the patterns are checked. Quality control is an absolutely vital part of production. All employees in U.S. factories where U.S. banknotes are printed must meet strict security clearances. The average lifespan of a $100 note in circulation is 23 years before it is replaced due to wear and tear. The production line is almost completely automated. Employees only keep it running and replenish paper and ink. The banknotes are first printed on a roll of paper, then cut into a paper sheet where more banknotes are joined together. The most widely used is the $100 note. Approximately 60% of the $100 bills are found outside the United States. The money supply and inflation are related. To combat unemployment, the Federal Reserve increases the money supply, promotes economic growth, and makes debt cheaper. However, these policies have the potential to cause inflation. After printing both sides of the paper sheet, the papers are moved along the sliding belts to the next part, cutting the banknotes. The production machines continuously move the banknotes between each printing section, step by step from start to finish. The production of a single sheet of banknotes takes several days and uses a number of printing machines and printing techniques. Now let's take a closer look at the printing of the watermark and other security features of U.S. banknotes. These belt feeders are capable of processing hundreds of banknotes per second, 24 hours a day. These notes have watermarks that can only be detected by passing light through the note. Microprinting allows for verifiable images that cannot be scanned by photocopiers or seen by the naked eye. The $100 bill has phrases like USA 100 written invisibly in multiple places. This palette full of sheets of paper will soon turn into millions of US dollars. Printing a $1 bill costs 5 cents, while printing a $100 bill costs around 15 cents. The paper is made specifically for the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. It is illegal for anyone other than BEP to possess this paper. The finished notes are now boxed and stored in a vault at this plant, before being distributed to banks throughout the United States. This part of the factory currently holds between $50 and $100 million, which is now being boxed up. In a newer part of the factory, the packing of money into boxes is automated by robotic arms. The team of people who produce American money is huge. Around 1,500 employees and contractors work at facilities in Washington and Fort Worth. Although about 40% of Americans are cashless in their weekly spending habits, more than $2 trillion of US currency is in circulation. After being loaded into these giant boxes, the banknotes are transported to the vaults. This is where inflation begins. Euro paper notes are printed inside this money factory. A 50 euro banknote is the most widely used banknote in the euro area. There are 8 billion 50 euro notes in circulation. That's almost half of all euro cash in circulation. It costs between 6 and 10 cents to produce a banknote. This is the total costs of the ink, the paper, and the printing. Price varies depending on different sizes and safety features. In case of accidental damage to the note, you can get a replacement at the bank. The packing of euro banknotes into boxes is always automated using these manipulator arms. There are more than 30 billion euro banknotes in circulation, with a total value of more than 1.7 trillion euros. Of course, the color composition of the ink used on the banknotes is kept secret to ensure security against counterfeiting. Twelve high-security banknote printers across Europe are currently accredited by the ECB, European Central Bank, to produce euro banknotes. In quality control, the worker now checks the thickness and quality of the ink applied. The 100 euro notes are made of pure cotton fiber, which improves their durability as well as giving the banknotes a distinctive feel. This European money printer runs almost continuously, stopping only for service interventions. Between 6 and 8 billion banknotes are printed each year to satisfy demand and replace worn-out banknotes. Checker under a giant magnifying glass inspects this series of banknotes. Every detail of the printed image must be flawless. In case of a minor printing error, the notes are thrown away, but they don't throw them in the regular trash. Due to high inflation in recent years, the 100 euro banknote is increasingly used. The 100 euro and 200 euro banknotes are the last two denominations of the Europa series of euro banknotes. The Europa series banknotes have several new and enhanced security features, as well as a fresh look. After printing, the paper sheets are cut at the end of the production process in this automated cutting machine. This is a highly secure area. Almost no one is allowed to go in. There are relatively few employees. They mainly take care of quality control and maintain the printer. After being packed into boxes, the banknotes are sealed and loaded onto a pallet. In this factory, production begins on a giant roll of paper. This paper roll is delivered here by a subcontractor. According to the United States Department of Treasury, an estimated $70 million in counterfeit bills are in circulation, or approximately one note in counterfeits for every 10,000 in genuine currency, with an upper bound of $200 million counterfeit, or one counterfeit per 4,000 genuine notes. The first stage is milling the watermark onto a long strip of banknote paper. Holograms are derived from another roll with a hologram strip. A metallic foil is applied to the paper using pressure and heat. This process is relatively labor-intensive and makes the production of European banknotes more expensive. On the other hand, it is a great way to prevent counterfeiting. The 20 euro banknote remains the most popular denomination for counterfeiters, followed by the 50 euro banknote. Together, they account for 83% of all counterfeit banknotes in Europe. Euro banknotes are printed on paper made of pure cotton fibers. This gives the banknotes their special crispness and makes them resistant to wear and tear. Now the paper sheets are ready to print the value of the banknotes. There are 4 stages to the printing process. The first stage is called offset printing. Here, multicolored background is printed simultaneously on both sides of the paper. Special certified ink may only be used in European banknote factories. The exact composition of the color shade is secret. Color rollers mix the ink and apply the color to the printer print heads. This is followed by screen printing, in which an emerald number is applied to the front of the notes. Quality control takes place between each production step. Each inspector focuses on a different type of work. The glossy ink contains special high-tech pigments that allow the color of the number to change from emerald green to dark blue when the banknote is tilted. During the intaglio printing, ink is applied to the paper under high pressure. This creates high-definition images in a relief structure that can be felt on the left and right edges of the banknote. Euro has hidden things that you can only see if you put them between your eyes and the light, and there are so many tiny details and some of them reflect the light. Others are so small that you have to look very carefully to see them. Each Euro banknote has a different bridge for building on the front, and it is very difficult to copy them. Employees at this Euro banknote factory have billions of euros of money under their hands every day. Freshly printed Euro banknotes are either stored in high-security vaults or transported by road, sea, or air around the world. The notes are checked and counted once more before being wrapped in self-sealing plastic film and precisely stacked in cardboard containers slightly bigger than a shoebox. Now let's look at the production of the 20 euro. Factory employee checks the quality of the prepared hologram on a computer before production begins. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will be very happy if you write a comment in the comments section below the video. This roll of paper will be used to produce many billions of euros worth of banknotes, which will have a similar serial number indicating their joint production. Each banknote is given a unique combination of 2 letters and 10 digits. The first letter in the serial number identifies the printing works where the banknote was printed. Individual sheets are selected at random during each production phase to ensure consistent quality and identify any misprints. The sheets are counted at each stage of the printing process. The printed sheets are then moved on to the finishing process. These stamps are responsible for printing serial numbers on banknotes. They are always changed for the whole series, not for individual banknotes. The entire production line for the 20 euro banknote is several hundred meters long, and the aim is to automate it as much as possible. With surgical precision, cutting machines slice piles of 100 sheets into strips and then again into stacks of banknotes. The entire Euro banknote factory has the highest level of protection. Employees undergo checks and checks to prevent theft. There are approximately 5 billion 20-euro banknotes in circulation in the euro area. This is the second most common denomination, accounting for 16% of all banknotes in circulation. Estimates suggest that the average life of a 20-euro banknote is about 2 years before it is replaced due to wear. Banknotes have to withstand water, washing machines, severe frost, bending, fluttering, and much more. The notes should also withstand ironing and minor scratching, but they usually can't withstand scissors. These employees had to pass a comprehensive security exam to get the job. There's a rigorous screening of workers when they go home. Similar to the production of banknotes, coins, credit cards, and gold are also produced. I'll cover other valuable materials in future videos. All factories are trying to automate processes and replace as many activities as possible with robots. I hope this is the right direction. European banknotes have enormous durability. They can withstand the washing machine, the iron, and other wear and tear.